Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
For artists that want to follow a realistic style, I don't know that you necessarily have to overthink about an influence like me or any other painter who does realism. You can certainly get a lot from the pieces that we've done, maybe even imitate some of those compositions, but I think you'll find your own way once you're just studying reality, which is what I would do. I mean, if I'm going to look at people, things, photographs, it's beneficial to start shooting your own if you can get into that. And these days, since everybody's got a camera, that's not so much of an issue anymore. Being able to study life as the basis for something is the best. I had the longest problem of thinking I needed to have everybody and every element be perfect before I could use it as a reference source. And so it took me a long time to realize how flexible the basis of the human form is. I've posed for myself on loads of paintings where now I guess I'm called out by some people online. It's a process of getting your mind comfortable with what you're building off of. And at a certain point, I would say accept that you're going to feel like you're not seeing it until you've seen it. You know, that maybe you do need to have a thing look like a thing exactly before you're painting from it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's Word Balloon, the comic book conversation show. John Suntress here. I'm on my backup computer. I don't know what happened, but here I am. So I'm hoping everything's going to work out all right. But really happy to welcome back the man that's been behind New Mutants and now is working with Vita Ayala on the book. It's Rod Reis, everybody. Welcome back, Rod.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
You know, I feel the same way. We were just talking off the air that, you don't know when you'll be back in the States because of all the travel restrictions. I'm really sorry, man.
Yeah, my plans for traveling, being very positive, optimistic, is Heroes next year.
I understand.
Before that, I don't think so. Because I'm very happy to see all my friends getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's sad for me to see the situation here in Brazil. You know, my parents just got the vaccine. They just got it.
Well, that's good.
It's awesome. I'm super happy. But I have no idea when it's going to be my turn. I don't know. So we're still... we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that's very sad.
Wow. And I know that I'm sure social distancing is difficult in your country, and I don't know, what is the name of your leader again, the president?
Oh no, we have no leader, we have no president. We have a piece of shit person who some people call him president. It was Bolsonaro.
Bolsonaro, yes, indeed. No, and I know he's a terrible I think last year when you and I were talking, I'm like, yeah, we got Trump, you got Bolsonaro and everything. And
another thing that makes me happy is that you guys got rid of this person, right? And let's hope that we have election next year.
Oh, wow.
So let's hope that same thing is going to happen, because we need this.
No, you're right, and that was the thing. We needed a change in government thinking to get where we have been in the last 3 months or so, 4 months.
Yeah, and because we don't have any leader, he just worked for himself and his family. People do whatever they want. They want to do because a lot of people need to go outside. Yeah. Omar, Rod, miss you, buddy. Yeah, I miss you too, Omar. So yeah, because we don't have leadership. Bolsonaro is as bad as Trump, but our country is not as strong as yours. You know, right? What I mean? Yes. So the damage is way worse. And I mean, the forest, all the fight, all the bad people that got empowered by this man, right? So it's sad to see that even though we can change things next year, I don't know how long it's going to take to fix the country.
I understand, buddy.
So it's tough. It's make me think a lot of things for my future. Like, do I want to keep living here in Brazil? Do I want to? Well, what is important for? Which is somehow is a good thing. Things that make you think about your future, your career, your life in general. Yeah, that's what's happening.
I'm sorry, man. I really am, because I know, hey, we've been friends for years. You're a good guy, and there's a lot of great people in Brazil, and nobody deserves poor leadership during a world crisis, and that's what.
And, I don't know what country is going to allow us to get in to visit, because we have our own kind of virus. Brazilian, we're developing instead developing the vaccine, we're developing the next type or the new types of virus.
Wow. No, I understand, man, and I'm very sorry. I was telling you off the air, I got my vaccination, my first one, on Thursday, and I thank you. And I got Pfizer, and they say Pfizer is effective not only for the regular virus, but also the different types that have been coming up in the last couple months. So yeah,
you still need the second shot.
Yes. My friend, who is a delivery driver, he got Johnson & Johnson's shot, and that's only one shot, and he got his today. And they say 2 weeks after this, for everyone who needs 2 shots, 2 weeks after the second shot, I'm not going to stop. I'll still wear a mask.
Oh, absolutely.
But, funny, you and I were talking about, the conventions. And like you said, you're thinking maybe Heroes for your next. Hopefully things will be better, that you'll be able to travel Heroes in 2022.
Yeah.
I understand. And Chicago has. They moved C2E2 to December of this year, and I'll be there because that's my hometown.
Okay, but they are. I believe that all the conventions that is going to happen this year, they are going to be smaller than normal conventions, right?
Absolutely.
Artisan is going to be smaller. The amount of people are walking is going to be less people, right?
Yeah, I've been talking to my friends that run conventions, and they've been telling me that, and they have to scale back. The one crazy convention that they announced, and I hope they move it, is when San Diego wants to come back. They want to come back in November during American Thanksgiving, and that's a big family event, and everyone's like, that's a bad weekend. And I mean, especially as the United States gets more vaccinations, people are going to want to, want to get together and with their family. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
What I've been thinking about those conventions, and first, probably no, only Americans, no artists from another country.
yeah, I think so. Oh no, absolutely. I I was talking to a friend who's like, well, you know what the key is going to be, the important point of all these conventions this year. And I'm like, oh, he's going to tell me something new. What do you think it is? And he said, it has to be local. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm like, everybody knows. Like, that's not a big revelation. We all kind of know that has to happen.
So
So
maybe
but
after the what's the holiday that's going to happen during the Thanksgiving, right?
yeah,
The
Thanksgiving. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
after all the Thanksgiving things, people are good to go to the convention, I
Well,
believe,
that's
because
yeah,
it's going to be local, as you
well,
said.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor and I were talking about that last week, and that's what Amanda said. She's like, "Yeah, it'll be nice for San Diego. Maybe they don't go on the day of the holiday, that Thursday, but the rest of the weekend, Friday through Sunday, maybe they go to the convention. We'll see. It's going to be very, very interesting." And
Yeah, but it still is a good thing for people, for the artists, to have a little, to feel the changing, to have something of the good thing happening, because last year and part of this year, too much bad things happening to people. People are dying, people are getting sick,
yeah, yeah,
and we need something, at least something close to what used to happening. And
yes,
in that sense, I think it's good if you're the organizer. If they have a responsibility, social responsibility, and the attendees and the artists, if they have they follow all the care, the rules, it's okay. I think it's a good thing to happen, and I'm happy to see that it's happening. It's
sure.
finally happening.
Well, yeah. I mean, and again, every couple months, I think we'll know more. So, well, yeah, like I said, I really wanted to hear how things were going the last year, and luckily, you're on a very popular Marvel book, New Mutants. Um, I know there was a period where they called it pencils down, where
Mhm.
artists, were told, hey, when Diamond especially was locked down and
Yeah.
books weren't going out. Did that impact you? Did you have less work last year
Uh,
because of it?
actually, not negatively, because I took this time break to slow my pace, to figure out how to deal with the uncertainty of the what happened last year. Also, I got a lot of commissions requests, which
Good.
was despite all the shit show happening. Uh, I had a good time
Good.
with my wife, and drawing for fun the commissions,
Yeah.
slowing the pace of the work. I kept working on pages, but without the pressure of the deadline, right?
That's
So
great.
I could take something good. I could say I took something positive out of what happened during that time. But of course, when things got back to normal, all the pressure got back, and uh, all the getting busy also helped me to stay away from the negativity and about the bad things, because yeah, just real quick, back to the president.
Sure.
Every day he said something, and they keep saying something bad and awful and terrible, and keep doing bad things, and a lot of people supporting him. And at some point, I needed to stay away from news, and the best thing was one of the best things was to have New Mutants and be able to keep work, because I when the pandemic started, I was finishing the next X-Men
Yeah,
annual.
Phantom X. Yeah,
Phantom X, exactly. Thank you. Yeah,
sure.
I was finishing that, and I wasn't sure that I would come back to New Mutants, but I'm so grateful that I did come back, and that kept me busy, and that also helped me to go through the things. And I'm still very busy. Yeah, and but happy.
No, that's great, man. And I wanted to ask. Hold on one second. I'm uploading some pictures. I don't know if you saw last Friday, Franco's Facebook show that he does on Fridays. He does it on his Facebook page, and he does it on the All Yeah Comics YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw that he has a show up where is he review TV shows, or
Yes.
it's about that.
Yes, and he draws on the show. But
Okay, yeah, I saw something.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I was uploading a couple images. Charlie wanted to know how far ahead were you working, and maybe are you still ahead right now with your deadlines?
Not much, to be honest.
Sure.
That's the reason that I'll take break for 2 issues for the Hellfire Gala.
Yeah.
I'm not part of these because I need to take a break and try to get ahead my
Sure.
game. But right now, I'm not too far ahead.
So, Rod, I loaded a couple pages that they said were your pages, and I'll see. Is this you?
Yep.
Great. It looks fantastic. Has your style changed, or do you have a different inker?
No, it's all me. All 100% of the art is mine. It's all digital.
Yes.
And as far as changing, I would say that I'm getting better.
Well, clearly, because here this is from Secret Empire, that great iconic moment when real Steve Rogers, is in his little fantasy world trying to get back to the reality and stop the Hydra inspired Captain America and everything. And it seems a little softer, and maybe because that's the effect you were going for with the lighting and kind of that fantasy unreality moment. But yeah, I was comparing that to this.
Oh yeah. Since my style is very, I like to have the freedom to play with styles,
Sure,
and play with things. So it's easy to say that even though now each issue has a little something different from the other, because I like to play with the style, but it's still I think that I'm getting better. I'm able to improve my artwork, and people, if you follow me from my beginning, hopefully you're able to see that I'm getting better, and I'm figuring out how to do my stuff. How do my stuff in because another thing is how long it takes for me to do those pages.
Sure.
So yeah, that's something alongside the quality. It's the speed of the production, because another thing from last year, it's in family time. It's important, people.
Sure.
You don't.
Good.
I don't want to stay out of to stay far from my family too long working the pages.
Absolutely, Rod.
I need to find this balance.
Very good. Very good. I understand. And that's great that you're thinking along those lines. Well, Brian Hitch has been telling me that he has kind of figured out a way of doing his style of art at a faster pace than he had for years. And it really wasn't until a couple of years ago when he was doing Hawkman that he was able to get on basically a monthly schedule and work a lot faster and everything. So that's something I know you're working towards, and that's why you still need to take the breaks. But clearly that's good. That I'm glad that it's getting easier, faster. And yeah, we see the improvement 100%. Here I uploaded the Phantom X cover.
Yeah.
Here you go. Good stuff, man.
Good.
That was you, right? Wasn't that you as well?
Yeah.
Okay. It's more the background and the dots that made me know it was you and everything, because I know, God, I wish I had a moment to upload those before we talked years ago when you would do your Hollywood portraits and those sketches you made of the old Hollywood actors and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah. Well, we love looking at them. They're fantastic. And I want to, I remember, that's why I remember that kind of format that you used to kind of put a background on those famous faces.
I still have this. This is a very expressive style of art. That's something that is very true to myself, and something that brings all my background, all my references, and I like to keep these to keep everything very expressive, and with the quality, with the clear the narrative, which is very important. But I like to have texture. There's something that I miss when I don't put on the page texture.
I understand. How is it working with Vita Ayala?
They are amazing. We click it right away, and right away we realize that we are at the same page. The story that they want to tell is the same that I would like to see on a book, or I'd like to read those stories, especially for New Mutants, which is a coming of age story.
Yes,
right? Is that correct?
That is correct.
And also they're bringing a lot of representativity and diversity, and talking about X-Men. It's very important to have, because it's part of the soul of X-Men. That's what I'm thinking of when I think about X-Men. I think that how minorities they deal with society, and how society deals with the minorities, and racism and bigotry and all those things. I think this is when you're working on an X-Men book. It's very important to deal with these subjects, these issues of the society. And in that sense, I think it's great. Also, the the character-driven moments, all the emotional moments. That's something that for some artists must sound like a little boring, or like some artists, they like the action scenes more than the quiet scenes. For me, it's the opposite. I like the comic scenes. I like the sad moments, the funny moments, the interaction. I like this better. I think for me is a better challenging to portray these emotions and to those scenes. So every time we talked, Vita and I, and it's good because we are always at the same page. With for a collaboration, it's perfect, and they they open they're very open for me to have my input to some gags,
Good.
to add some funny moments,
Yeah.
to play with very sad moments. So it's very. I'm so grateful to work, and I hopefully I'll stay long. I have no plans to leave the book unless Marvel wants me to leave. Otherwise, I'll stay.
I understand. No, that's great. And I agree with you. It's the quiet moments where the characterization and the acting comes through for the characters, and they can play all these different emotions. And, this is Brian Bendis said this years ago, that we've seen a million punch scenes and fighting scenes, but where we can add something different is the acting, the conversations, and the acting and character moments in a comic book. That's where you could really do something interesting. And now we have a generation of writers and artists that understand and appreciate that. And I think that's great, because I think it makes the stories more sophisticated and more adult. And that's good. So
yeah, and also I like to say that right now the X-Men books, they have some level of how can I say, they have their importance, and New Mutants not different. It's a book that matters because what Vita is trying to say about all those teenage angst, the also the LGBT community embraced the book, which is very good for me. I think it's very important to have they have this voice on a mainstream book.
100%. Yes, I agree. No, absolutely. Representation is very important, and it's great that they have a book that they can even feel more. I mean, the mutants themselves, I think, for decades have reflected people of color and other genders and other orientations, and now can even open up further. And having a writer like Vita only makes it better. And I'm glad you are both collaborating and are on the same page. That's great. So I wanted to show you when I was on with Franco last Friday, we talked about Falcon and Winter Soldier. We talked about the Invincible cartoon. But he said I had to draw while I was talking to him.
Uh-huh.
And at first I'm like, well, can I at least just color in a coloring book and show that? And he said, well, okay. But the more I thought about it, when I've been with Art Baltazar and Scott McMahon, Scoot, the guys, I will try to draw. And of course, Rod, when I draw, it's like a little boy is drawing. And that's okay. I don't mind. But I'm actually very proud of the 3 images that I uploaded. I wanted to show you. And I'll show you how progressively I got a little better. I didn't draw with a pencil and markers. I drew with my mouse on Windows Paint application. So
that's hard.
it is hard, but I just figured I couldn't figure out. First of all, I couldn't find a pencil to get the basics down in my house, a normal pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, well, I've tried it before with the mouse. Let me see if they look halfway decent. So this is my first attempt. And I don't know, because a lot of people guess wrong what I was going for. And it's probably because he doesn't have a cape on. So a lot of people thought it was like Jay Garrick Flash.
Okay, is Shazam.
It is Shazam. And I went for Shazam because you can see the eyes. And he's got those squinty eyes and the eyebrows. So that's kind of what I was going for. So that was the first attempt, just to kind of get used to.
It's good. It's good. I just missed the square jaw.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. And I also, the head shape is wrong, like if I were to redo it. But I just wanted to try to get the basics. So then I got a little better. And also I was playing with the colors for the first couple. So then I did this. That
good.
is okay.
Yeah, that's Barney.
There you go. Thank you. Yes. So a little bit better. And I tried to stick with more simple designs, but the painting didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So I gave up on the painting. And then we talked for like 2 hours, me and Franco. And we were wrapping up, and I was working on the third drawing. And he's like, all right, let's wrap up. I said, wait, you got to let me finish at least the head properly of the third drawing. And this was my third drawing.
Popeye.
Yeah. And what's great, Rob? Because honestly, and I don't know how you explain art to young people, and I put myself in the class.
No, but, you think one thing that you got very right, maybe not too much with Shazam, is all the drawings, the character, you can see who they are.
Yeah,
recognizable.
Well, I paid attention to the lines, and rather than worry about the whole thing, each little piece of a face. And that's why with Popeye, I really thought, again, if I had a pencil, I could adjust things a little bit more. But the shape of the head, and I'm like, well, that's an 8 upside down, ocho.
Yeah, and the proportions, they're not too far wrong. They're okay, because you can right away see what character is. All the features, the pipe and the one eye open and another closed, and they are features that they're very easy to make the character recognizable.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. And I just individually looked at the eyebrows and the eyes and the shape of the nose. And that's why I just took my time, and it got better. So I was, I kind of rushed the body, but the head is what I was most concerned about. And
no, it's good. It's good to have potential. You have potential. Keep doing.
Oh no, really. I mean, again, this is why we miss you, because a lot of times at conventions, we'll all have dinner and then just find a quiet place, and they'll start drawing. And I'll draw, or I'll BS with them, and I'm happy to have the conversation. But especially Scoot. Scoot always, he's like, Johnny, draw. He goes, you should draw. And I'm like,
do you feel good? Do you feel having fun while?
It also it relaxes me, because more so even coloring really relaxes me, because I can really just turn my brain off. And it's a great stress reliever. And I bought a bunch of coloring books to relax, and I bought a big box of crayons and also colored pencils. So when I do make time to color, it's very comfortable.
Yeah, you should do that more often, because in my case, I lost this because when it became my job.
Sure.
I lost my
relaxation. Yeah, your recreation. Yes,
exactly.
No, I understand, man. I'm curious. Do you guys have the ability to see the New Mutants movie in Brazil. And did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I did.
What'd you think?
It's not terrible. I wanted to like it more,
Sure.
but I don't think that it's the bad. It's a terrible movie, right? I think it's better than the last X-Men movies. It's better than
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. I think it's better than the previous one. Uh, what's the name?
Age of Apocalypse. Yes.
Age of Apocalypse. Yes, I think it's good. I like it. The actors. I think they were okay. I would like to see more of them. I think that I really wanted to see more of them. I really wanted to see them as the New Mutants, because we don't see them as New Mutants. We see them as just mutants, teenage mutants, knowing each other. But I like it. The bear, the demon bear, I didn't love, because I wanted to see more of the monster, more of the final battle. It's okay. I think what makes for me makes the movie better is because I wanted to like it more. So I forced myself to find good things about the movie.
I understand. Yeah. Do you get to see the Marvel TV shows in Brazil? Have you watched WandaVision?
Oh yeah, no. We have the Disney Plus channel here.
Great. I wasn't sure if there were restrictions on certain countries at the beginning.
No. It's once they launched the Disney Plus channel.
Yeah.
It's the same time when they have a new episode of Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's the same here.
Great. What do you think?
Yeah, it's we're not going to movies to watch movies.
Sure. Yeah, we are.
I bought a nice television, a nice sound system. So I'm doing good here watching the show, and they are all amazing. I'm really enjoying watch them.
Yeah, I liked WandaVision, but I really love Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I like I love the idea that they brought John Walker in and at Battlestar, and man, I'll tell you, Isaiah Bradley.
Yes, Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah, the first Captain America. I think that's amazing.
No, and it's the first also, not only the first Captain America, but the Black Captain America. And this is important for what they are talking about with Falcon, thinking that he's not worthy of the mantle.
Yep.
So it's same thing with WandaVision. All the things that beside the TV show gimmick,
yes,
the show is about how to say mourning, the loss of someone, and how deal with these, and they have these subjects that they're dealing with the story, not just the action scenes on Falcon and Winter Soldier. They are amazing. They're movie quality.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. Movie quality, absolutely. But did you watch the Justice League Snyder cut?
Yeah,
Now,
I did.
and Ron, I have to admit, growing up, I was initially more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. Now I like both companies, and I certainly like all the characters at both companies. Man, I'll tell you, I'm glad that Snyder got to make the movie the way he wanted to make it, but it was so slow. It took me a week to watch the whole thing because I would get frustrated at the pace and how slow it was. And it's like, let's go. Come on. And the battles went on too long, in my opinion. And compared to that, Falcon and Winter Soldier, we're halfway through it, 3 episodes out of 6, and each episode is about 40 minutes long. So it's been already about 2 hours of action and the story.
Yeah.
And this thing moves so much faster than the Snyder film that if they, I know there are a lot of Snyder fans, and if Warner Brothers and DC want to make more movies with Snyder in his style, that's fine. But I'm glad that they're going to do Matt Reeves' Batman and some of these other things because also I don't like that Snyder, there's very few human, well, that's not true. I was going to say there are a few human moments. There's a lot of heavy human moments actually in the Snyder films, but they're all sad. And there's not a lot of humor. And I think you need a balance to tell a good story. And you need funny scenes to give us release from the tension of watching a suspense or action scene and then build back up to the tension again. And I don't see that in the Snyder films. I see slow moments that again are just slow and not or interesting.
What about the every time that Wonder Woman appears, there is this this woman. It's weird. That took me out of the every time. But anyway,
that and the guitar music that they play for her, that heavy metal guitar music every time she shows up too, and it's like it just doesn't fit for me because he's trying to do like operatic, big stories and stuff. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please continue your point.
No. I wanted to say that they should have kept the.
Oh, you see, you like that? I don't like that. It's to me, it's annoying.
No, I like this. I like this better than the. Well, but the thing is, you don't need to compare to the traditional movie to go out to see in a movie theater.
Sure,
it's something completely different. The experience, his vision, because it's not a movie that is going to depend on how many tickets it's going to be sold. He doesn't need people to go. The number of people going to the movie.
Yeah, the box office.
Need that. So he did what he wanted. Imagine that the director has the chance to do exactly what he wanted without thinking about ticket sales, about not thinking about the executives,
the executives. No, you're right.
The executives, yes. Not thinking about what they are going to like better. If it's less sad, more human, more humor. So it's pure his vision, and I'm glad as a creator, as an artist, he had the chance to put out his vision.
Agreed, very much so, and that's the one thing that I'm like, well, at least he got to make the movie the way he wanted to make it, without interference, without having to worry about how it will be received. But I have to admit, just as someone watching the art come at me, it was definitely better than that original movie theater cut that Joss Whedon finished.
Yeah, and especially for a cyborg, it's a way better cyborg, and I really like it with this new cyborg, and I think that it had his potential for his own movie. I saw potential for a cyborg movie. I wanted to see that. Of course, it's not going to happen, but
it's not going to happen.
I can see a lot of improvement, but a lot of needless things happening, like those women singing for Aquaman. What the fuck? Why? It's creepy as hell.
You're very funny. That's terrific. I don't I agree with you. That's very good. I did like that Aquaman, it seemed, had more to do, and I thought that was good. And I liked all those scenes at the end with the other characters, with Luther and Deathstroke and Martian Manhunter. I don't know if they're going to go anywhere with any of that stuff, but that's fine. It was in there. I like the Joker scene with Batman and everybody. I thought that was okay. That's good. We don't have to agree.
Yeah. In that case, I probably I would never go to watch that movie, that Nightmare. That's not appealing for me.
Okay.
I wouldn't go to movies to watch this movie, but I would go to see a cyborg movie from Snyder. I would go. I want to see more of the character.
Are you watching Doom Patrol?
Yeah,
I like the way they
really love this show,
and I really liked what they did with Cyborg and the Doom Patrol TV show as well. I thought
it's completely another character.
I agree with that, but I still liked it.
No, and I like this one better than the Snyder one.
There was more. Yeah, there was more reason and meat to him and importance to him than the Doom Patrol. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's all very interesting. Even the movies that are bad are interesting to step back and evaluate and figure out what went right and what went wrong in everyone's opinion. So
yeah, I think that they are learning something from the previous mistakes.
I hope so.
I think they are learning something. I'm not sure about the future of DC movies, DC universe, because I really hated the Flash.
I agree in both movies. Versions. I don't like this. I like the TV Flash better than Ezra Miller. I agree.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if okay. Let me put this way. Besides the new Suicide Squad, I have no interest in see any DC movie.
Really, like the Matt Reeves Batman movie with Robert Pattinson? You don't want to?
Yeah. But I'm keeping my expectations low, even for this movie. But,
I understand. Yeah, I think I liked Wonder Woman. I liked Aquaman enough.
But those 84.
I didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
So that's my concern. It's my concern is they are going to change things on the fly to try to find the way, and I don't have this time to try each move. You know what I mean? Like let's see that if they got Wonder Woman right next time.
Hopefully. I mean, that was surprising how much I didn't like Wonder Woman 84, because I really liked the first Wonder Woman movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised because it was, the same director, but for whatever reasons, it wasn't as good. I'm I'm preparing to for us to discuss my other favorite subject with you, and that's of course Susha.
Well,
Now, Americans, I always have to like remind people because unless they're longtime viewers and listeners of the podcast, they may not understand my fascination with Susha. But
yeah, and another, and also only the greats they have a special segment on your show,
that's right.
and
Very
so
good.
I'm so happy to have my own segment
Yeah.
on your show.
You are 100% right, sir. Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
made it.
So there's the Rucka debrief, and there's the Bendis tapes, and Fireside with Matt Fraction, and the Susha report with Rod Wright. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
and
now,
you know that I have news on that front.
well, that's yes. Now hang on to the news because I want to show people who I'm talking about and why she fascinates me. I recommend anyone that doesn't understand what we're talking about. Susha is a celebrity, a Brazilian celebrity, and in the 90s, she had this crazy children's show, and she would dance and sing songs, and they would show videos of children around the world, and she would sing, and she'd be in hot pants, really short shorts, and thigh-high boots, very sexy attire, but it was a kid's show, and she's dancing around, and they made fun of it on The Simpsons back in the day. Now, when I first saw Susha, it was in the 90s, and she looked like this. And she's very beautiful, and and also just the fact that it was this weirdly sexy children's show confused me and made me laugh because it's like, what are we selling here?
And I have to say that I grew up watching this show every morning, and I'm not too crazy. I'm not too it, and I must say it built a little bit of my character.
Oh, that's interesting. How so? You're teasing me. Okay. Well, then, she married the great soccer player Pele and stayed a celebrity. And then, how long ago did she start her talk show? 10 years?
No, she's not doing it anymore.
Yes.
She did for a while. And that's how she looks nowadays.
Yeah, that's more of a modern current picture. And again, the children's show, that was like 30 years ago, literally. Like it was early 90s that I saw it. And I don't know when it started in Brazil, but when it was internationally syndicated. And she dated John F. Kennedy's son during this period before he passed away. They had a big relationship, and they were
also the Formula One driver Ayrton Senna.
Yes,
which was very famous during the 90s, and that's a lot of rumors, a lot of things around her character, because I think right now she's more like we don't know what her personal life is. We know her character. Susha has a character, and yeah.
So what's the update? You were telling me off the air that there's new news about Susha. So I always am fascinated to hear in the life of Susha these days. And it's XUXA if people don't know what we're talking about. And again, that's why I put up the banner here saying Rod's talking about New Mutants and Susha. So if you want, I highly recommend people looking up her show from the 90s on YouTube.
No, they should, because they will find something like you do remember that song "Don't Want a Short Dick Man"? they went there and they played it on her show.
It's like Yeah,
and all the children
right.
don't want a short dick, man.
Yes, that's hilarious. And you're right. I mean, that's the thing is they're singing these really inappropriate songs. She's dancing, not like a stripper, but certainly a sexy dance in her hot pants and her boots and everything. And all the kids are just constantly cheering like a Beatles concert, but even more so just, yay! And they're waving flags from their countries. And there are people that are dressed like furries that are dancing with her and everything. It's the weirdest thing. And it was on in the mornings at like 7:00, really early in the morning. And would watch, and I'm like, this is a children's show. And he's like, why is this?
I
don't know.
No, and she started during the 80s in a very, very small, and everything got escalated, all the controversies, and she got more and more famous. I'm saying South American famous.
Yes, yeah, big continent. That's a lot. That's a lot of fame. That's a lot of fame.
And she has a move where, very early on her career, where she plays a woman who is in love with a young boy, and they have some kind of sex scene. And she ordered to get rid of the copies of the movie. She doesn't like to see people watching.
Sure.
But you can watch then. You can watch this movie
on YouTube. That's terrible. I'm going to have to look it up. You know, in the early 80s, there are a lot of teen comedies that if they were shown today, society would not allow them to happen. They would be, but I wish I could explain the lack of sexual propriety that should have been there even in the 80s, but it wasn't. And there's
for good or bad, things that have changed. It's and here in Brazil, the 90s, they were crazy. You Sunday afternoon, you could see almost naked women playing on the TV shows, on the game shows, and a lot of sexuality, a lot of explicit sexuality on the face of the traditional family.
Sure. Wow.
No, and that crazy times. But
that's why. Again, I don't mean to. I'm laughing. I can't help it. I find it odd and funny because it is such an odd choice. But again, it's like, okay. And again,
and now the latest thing about Xuxa is that now we are canceling her.
Yeah, what did she say? What did she do?
Okay, she made explicit all the fascism, structural fascism here in Brazil.
Yes.
Say what she said. She said that they should use prisoners as guinea pigs.
Yeah, guinea pigs.
Because they should stop doing tests on animals and start doing on prisoners. Which
that's great.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's almost a Nazi thing to say.
You're right. You're right about that. My God. I mean, sometimes you don't make that leap, but you're right. I mean, that is what they were doing during World War II. Were testing humans.
We need to face what she said exactly as what it is.
You're right.
It's uh, Nazis used to do that.
Yeah, they had that Operation Paperclip during World War II that was stress testing human limits. And sadly, yeah, you're right. A lot of the German scientists during World War II, under direction of the government, that's what they're doing. Or going back to Isaiah Bradley, Robert Morales wrote that amazing comic book almost 20 years ago called Truth. And that's the Captain America story about Isaiah Bradley. And it was such a smart story. And, you make comparisons to the Tuskegee experiment. And that's what was happening with black men, that they were experimenting on them. It was a terrible international time, that eugenics, where they were really trying to mess with DNA and create more perfect people.
No, and also, she's dehumanizing people
and prisoners. Yeah.
No, but it's not about punishment. It's about they are paying for their crimes, and they should try to get them back to society.
No, I agree. No, and she values them less than people that are not prisoners. And no, human life is
it's crazy. And I guess that when she say prisoners, she imagines black people.
Really dumb.
No,
it's horrible.
Not bad move.
Really bad move. Really, really well and wrong thinking.
No, and she consider herself vegan, which is crazy because vegan is about every. I'm not vegan, but I respect and I wanted to be some when once I'm able to give up bacon.
Oh, good for you. That's good.
I want to become vegan. But anyways, it's just crazy that she thinks that some on her mind some life is better than others.
Yeah. Yikes! That's Sushi.
Now we are canceling her because of that.
There you go. Well, there she is. That's Sushi. And again, there's young Sushi.
And it's something that many middle class, how can I say, after above middle class, how can I say, what's the name of the class?
Above or
above.
Well, that's upper class.
Yeah. Here in Brazil.
Yeah.
Because the social difference between poor people and rich people, middle class and upper class, they don't have the social thinking about classes, and I probably sound very communist, very socialist, but the lack of this class conscious, it's something that is very on the Brazilian soul. Like when a poor family get rich, they forget what is about. How do they say?
They forget about the classes below them.
Yeah,
life is.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I understand, man. Do you know about Sal Abinati, Alex Ross's agent? But he's an artist. Have you seen him advertise that graphic novel that he's making about Brazil called The Hostage? And it's about the children on the streets of Brazil and the poor people's problem, the poverty problem in Brazil.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, he
No, and it's very serious, and it's very structural here in Brazil. And we need people to change their mind, and also change what they think about getting rich or being poor, or taking care of these poor people, especially nowadays because of the pandemic. A lot of people they don't have food. They rely on or on people giving stuff for them, helping
Sure.
them to live. And some people, they don't like them because they think that if you start giving them what they need, they're not going to leave the street,
Right. No, I understand, and we have
which is
that
very
problem.
eugenic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we don't care about those poor people. We just don't need them walking around on my street, making my city ugly.
Yeah, it's terrible. No, it's definitely terrible. Charlie suggested that I look for more specific examples of Susha's crazy TV show, and I did.
Is it time to show more of Shusha
Who's Susha's?
skin?
Oh,
More,
it-
less clothes?
no. It's not. They're still PG, but you can understand my
No,
surprise.
let's leave to the imagination of the listeners.
Well, I just
Okay.
wanted to show this. This
Yeah,
is
no, it's not
that's
bad.
too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad, but it gives you an idea of what she was dancing around in, and then just the craziness of the show. I found this one, and this is even a little tamer in terms of what she's wearing. But there's the tiger, and there's the there's the panda bear, and you see the kids going nuts in the background. So she looks almost like Doris Day in that picture with the little flower on her hat and her hair. But yeah, that's Susha, and what a ball of confusion that woman represents. And it's really sad that she really thinks those things. That's really distressful, and I'm glad that she's being called out on it because they're horrible.
Yeah, I believe that she might have the best of intentions,
I understand,
but she is not the. It's not a bad thing to have in mind. It's not. No. It's totally a bad thing. It's not a good thing to think about. Like, yeah, every life is
well, yeah.
in
Well, and maybe she thought it being a vegan that she was saying something positive about animals, but didn't really take it to that next level of, do you realize what you're saying about human beings? And no, I get it, man. It's this is why some celebrities shouldn't discuss their political beliefs, because they don't know what they're talking about. And that's pretty obvious when you think of those thoughts. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
No, and maybe it's good for people to feel free to open up, because that's who they are, and it's good for us to know that she thinks like that way.
Sure.
So if we can stop, give her some TV time.
I hear you,
There are
man.
a lot of bad celebrities that we give them too much, I think.
Well, yeah. Well, we admire them too much, and then they end up being human beings, and they let us down with the frailties and the things that they represent that aren't very nice. And yeah,
I'm not going to these days, because of what is happening. It's very hard for me to separate the artist from the person, the personal beliefs.
yes,
What the arts do.
yeah, separating the art from the artist. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I understand. Absolutely, man. Well, what? All right. So obviously, you're very busy with New Mutants. Is 17 the next issue?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm finishing 18 right now.
Okay. And is that your next issue?
Yeah, it's the last issue of this first arc. Then I'm after that I'm going straight to the next arc,
Okay.
which is
Excellent,
very
man.
good. If people are, if you're enjoying what we are doing, yeah, we have some good plans for what's next.
That's excellent, man. Well, I intend to talk to Vita soon as well, and I'll get into
Yeah, yeah, you should.
the story with them
And
when I have a talk to them.
another thing that I'm very I love Legion, the TV show.
Sure, great show.
And
Great.
when I saw that I would be able to draw the Shadow King, my mind was.
That's great. That's terrific. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Very cool. Very, very good.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be nuts.
Well, I hope you get to stay on New Mutants as long as you want to. But if not, I'm so glad that Marvel is, finding jobs for you and putting you with really good people. You were with Nick Spencer on Secret Empire. I forget who wrote the Phantom X annual. Oh, that was Johnny?
Yeah.
There you go. No, and I mean, like you said earlier, the big plan that John has for the X-Men is really amazing, as all of his plans are. And I'm so glad that he gave new life to the X-Men in a new direction and a very interesting new way to look at them.
And giving the opportunity of people that really care about the characters to work on the books. Like all the Jeannie Howard, Vita, you see what they want. Each creator has your space, has their space to do what they want to work on the universe on Krakoa.
Yes.
And Vita, they're showing part of the life in Krakoa that's you're not going to find on another book.
Right. Absolutely. No, that's the great thing. The X-Men universe is big enough to have these individual points of view. And again, with writers like Vita and Teeny and stuff, I'm very happy for both of them. And I need to talk to both of them. It's been a while since I've talked to Teeny, and it's been about a year. Well, not that long, because I had her on Vita. I had on, I think, in the fall or in the early part of the winter. So it's only been about 6 months or so since I've had Vita on. But they need to come back, and Teeny needs to come back as well.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that the reception of the book and all the fans and just all the good things that are happening. They make me want to get better. And when they say that we are honor the legacy of the Sienkiewicz and the Chris Claremont run, it's it increases all my anxiety, make me anxious.
Have you met Bill? Have you met Sienkiewicz?
Yeah. Here in Brazil on a convention.
Sure.
I'm such a fan of this guy as an artist.
Yeah.
And also as a human being. Is an awesome human being.
Yeah, he's a good man. Absolutely. No, and I believe me, having read his comics since 30 years ago, 35 years ago, it blows my mind that I'm friends with him.
Yeah, no, he's a game changer.
Absolutely a game changer. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
And
So I finally had my first conversation with Claremont at the beginning of the year. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, because what they did, especially Sienkiewicz with Moon Knight, then the New Mutants, and everything from this, because of what he did, I'm allowed to do my stuff, which is weird, is different, not like your average
Yeah.
artwork. That
Yes.
is same with Phil Noto, with arts like Mike Del Mundo. So, artists that are allowed to do their stuff.
Yes,
Their,
their style. Yeah. And that it's unconventional compared to the traditional Marvel style. And that you're right. And that really, outside of Sal Buscema, who had, his run on New Mutants as well, Sienkiewicz, at first, people didn't like his experimental style, but they got used to it and then they appreciated it. And I'm glad Marvel has that philosophy about even New Mutants in particular that, allows you to be inventive and try and experimental and try different things, because that's kind of been the highlight of the New Mutants book. So that's wonderful.
yeah, and for New Mutants, the weirder the better.
Agreed. Absolutely.
That's what people want. It's the kind of book that it's perfect for a different style.
I hear you, man. No, and I'm glad they're letting you do it. Absolutely. Well,
Thank
man,
you.
Unless is there anything else you want to talk about that I haven't brought up?
Yeah, no. Please keep reading New Mutants. I'm so happy that I'm doing something that people are enjoying and that matter nowadays. And that's it.
Okay, buddy.
I'm glad that we're having this chance to talk, and hopefully we can do. I'm not sure about next time, but
I know.
Hopefully soon.
Well, again, at least we can talk this way. And I'm glad. Again, thank God technology is so good that we can talk like this. I can't imagine if this were happening during the 80s. All of our telephone bills would be up, ridiculous because of loneliness. But
and people would get really sad and depressed. And I know what happened during the Spanish
flu 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to watch the documentaries, but I know a lot of people died and a lot of people were sad and they had depression issues and they went crazy. It was terrible.
And I heard that here in Brazil, a lot of people had crazy orgies and a lot of sex after when everything's gone.
Oh, when things got better?
Yeah.
That's a good
people got crazy about human touch.
Well, I understand. That's funny. And I totally understand. Pardon me. That's again, when we come out of this, I hope that people get together.
Yeah, and I will hug the hell out of people.
Yes, we will. Absolutely, my man.
Yeah. All my friends, I'll get emotional.
Same thing.
I can't wait.
I hear you. No, I hear you, buddy. Well, I'm really glad you had time and we made time to talk tonight. This was great. And
always a pleasure.
Continued success, and keep your eye on what's going on in Brazil, and let me know what's going on. My best to Ivan Reis and Joe Prado and the guys. I hope they're doing good. Mm-hmm. And I got to get Joe back on. It's been forever since I've talked to Joe. So I meant to talk to him while he was drawing Superman with Popeye.
Yeah. Please invite all the Brazilians. We need to to speak in English because all the English is gonna be rust.
I understand. Well, you did great tonight, and
Thank you.
hey, as I always tell you, Rod, and everyone else I speak to who has a different main language than English, I could not speak to you with any sort of command in Spanish the way you are able to in English. So I really appreciate that, and I know you have to choose your words and then think about your words a little bit harder than me talking in English. So I thank you for making that extra effort.
You're a good man. That's why
Good man too, Rod. Absolutely.
I'm your friend.
Well, and I'm glad we're friends as well. Absolutely, man. And here, Charlie says, thank you to both of us
Thank you, Charlie.
Good conversation from Charlie tonight. And thanks, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. Right now, I don't have any plans for tomorrow night for Word Balloon Live. Thursday, we're going to do the Outer Limits show that we do on Thursdays with me and Gabe Hardman. And we're looking at this weird movie from the 60s that Leslie Stevens, the creator of Outer Limits, made. It was called Incubus. And have you ever, Rod, heard of the language Esperanto?
Yes, yeah. It's a attempt to unite the people under one language.
That's exactly right. It was meant to be an international language that many different countries can speak. And this movie was made in Esperanto. And it stars Captain Kirk, William Shatner.
That's cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, Ed wants you to know that New Mutants is on my pull list because of you, Rod. Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much, Ed.
See, I appreciate it. Very nice. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. So that's the next Definite Word Balloon Live is Thursday night. I hope you enjoyed tonight's conversation with Rod. And as always, I say stay safe, stay happy.